Hello guys, welcome
Hi
again
everyone.
to our Sunday stream with Chapati licking my hand. On.
Very busy girl.
Come on. She just ate, so she's emotional. Hey everyone. Hello
Hi.
Jackie.
Hi Jackie. Hey guys.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi Jess.
Jackie. Okay.
You're very sorrow that you're
Way too emotional. Come on.
Yes.
Okay, I'm okay. I'm quite clean.
not enough.
Hey guys, welcome. How are you? This is emotions.
Yep. Chap.
Okay, later.
Keep calm.
Oh no. You can go when you wish. Okay.
Yep. It's time to start.
Hey everyone again.
Yeah.
So we are again at Christina's parents. Yes.
Yep. So we moved here 1 week ago. A bit more.
8 days.
Yeah, because during the last months in our apartment, we almost didn't have electricity. We had great troubles with water, with heat, with internet and cell phone connection. And luckily, at my parents' apartment, the building itself is located nearby the clinic with a stationery, which is considered as critical infrastructure. And of course, they don't have such a severe blackouts as we do, because people who are in those clinic, they can actually die if there is no electricity. So such type of buildings, they are in sort of priority, and this is why their blackouts are not same as ours. So this is why, like, while my parents are still in Kropivnitsky, we moved here and enjoying this time with having electricity, with having heat, with having water, which is of course very nice, but not a total enjoy like we would love, because we are still going through this fucking stupid war, and it still doesn't let us to be absolutely calm and relaxed. We are waiting for new missile attacks each day. We know that we will have even more troubles with electricity, because Russia is actually just waiting for more colds to come here, because the more it's cold, the more people will suffer because of lack of electricity and heat. So we totally know that situation is going to be worse, but we try to enjoy these moments. But I would say that this week was like probably full of relax, but still absolutely no energy, because things are. Sure, my baby, you are again with your bad habit here, crying when we are making streams. Okay. Yeah, now somebody's walking on the floor. Yep. So what was I talking about is that we spent this week relaxed, but really without any energy for some important stuff, because it's switching yourself to different realities very hard. Even when you have to switch back to the normal reality with electricity in such periods of life when everything is so stressful, even that is hard. Even that requires lots of your inside energy to get used to.
I will add that, like, it was not that relaxed and calm because actually we were expecting, like all the Ukrainians were expecting for a new attack. Many officials told about that, that the new attack, the big one, will come. Luckily, it was not during the last week. Probably it's gonna happen during the next week because right now
It already came.
the temperatures went down and we have like -5 at the moment, and I think it's gonna be up to -10, so it's getting quite cold, and this is the perfect time for terrorists to continue their terror. So yeah, we were actually hearing any attack and we're preparing to go to the basin because here in this building they have a few floor a parking lot, and our car is situated over there, Chapati's car. So if there is an attack, and of course being in the center of the city is much more dangerous than being in the outskirts where we live, because here so many different important infrastructural places and governmental buildings are nearby. So yeah.
Yeah, just in 1 minute walk, there is a building, the main office of Ukrainian railway, and we have some rumors that probably Russians are going to destroy that too in order to paralyze our railway somehow. So of course this makes us also nervous because it's way too close here.
Yeah, it's a few hundred meters.
Yeah, a few hundred meters, and of course, if they shoot there, the sound would be absolutely terrible, and the most
damage to the building is going to be
yeah,
terrible.
and there will be absolute damage even to this building. And we also know that Russian missiles are not that precise, so they can easily just miss that building and come to this building by mistake. So yeah, of course, all this doesn't let us to be totally relaxed, even like not even totally, just relaxed.
Yeah, so we answered the questions of Jessica and June.
And Raviki Ram actually asked the
Yeah.
same, how are we doing? So like in few words, we already told you about that.
Yeah, and
Now
of
maybe
course,
we'll come to some
it's absolutely different realities to have electricity after a while when we didn't have it. It's enjoyable, guys. So you can understand that if you have electricity, it's a huge thing.
Yep.
And what else? Like,
if you just have a possibility to cook food, it turns out that it's so amazing.
so was kind of the mix of relaxation and being prepared for the next attack. So that was our week.
Yep. Jackie writes that we can't truly relax with this type of news hanging over your head. Yep, and it's absolutely true. We would start to relax when this war ends with the victory of Ukraine.
And of course, we all know about heavy fights, which are in the Donetsk region near the city, the town actually of Bakhmut. Russian troops, namely Wagner private company, they attack day and night with lots of people. Each day Russia loses more than 500 people on the battlefield, mainly in the Donetsk region, of course. And of course, we lose our soldiers also. And it's very hard, and it's like a position fighting as before this calls came, and all the front line is actually more to the south, right? So the temperatures over there are a bit higher, so they are around zero, and that is why the land is still not frozen, and it's mud, and it's very heavy to have any kind of war operations in the weather like this. So probably the intention, the intensiveness, yeah, right, intensiveness of the fight will grow when over there also the temperature will go below the zero for at least a few days, and it's gonna happen quite soon, and we'll see what's gonna be the result of land being more comfortable for moving for heavy weaponaries.
Yep, and of course, as usually during almost this whole year, this week was full of so many terrorizing news, which would absolutely blow your mind, which would make you cry in half day long. Like today, there were evidences that in Lugansk region, Russian soldiers have publicly executed
Hanged, actually.
hanged some
Civilians,
civilians.
which probably were helping, who probably were helping Ukrainian army.
Yep, so all their cruelties are becoming even less unhidden. They don't even now try to hide all they do. Plus, we've also got news about one zoo. I don't remember in what region, but of course it was probably maybe Kharkiv, maybe
No, yeah, it was. I think it was a Zoom. It was Kharkiv region.
Kherson.
Kharkiv.
Kharkiv region. Yeah, so at one zoo, those soldiers they just ate most of the animals from the zoo, and
including the bison.
Bison, including like lots like I don't I just remember that they didn't eat only wolves and a kangaroo. Probably they decided that meat is not very tasty, but they still tortured them to death. And of course, like when I read such news, my I cannot do anything the whole day because my world is covered with total sorrow, and I cannot even think about anything else in this case.
And also, you probably may heard about the, like, it's not blackmailing, it's just threatening of our diplomats in Europe. So 7 of our embassies and consulate received envelopes with parts of animals' bodies.
Like actually eyes, and it was already determined.
It's not proven. Like it's there's still investigation going on.
No, I mean that these are eyes of dogs, but on
some I heard cows. So it's just
yeah, but on the other hand, there were news in Russia that in one of the cities they found dead bodies of 60 dogs, which whose eyes were taken away. So it looks like these two situations are very connected with each other, and probably those dogs were just tortured in order to take this ice and to.
Yeah, the investigation still goes on,
still
and also in the embassy of Madrid in Spain, there was an explosion. Element put in a package which was delivered to our embassy and was like exactly mailed to the ambassador of Ukraine in Spain, and like the officer, some kind of let's say like he specialized in security, I think. So he thought that it's kind of strange, and he went to the yard where no people accept him, and opened that banderole, and he heard a ticking sound, the trigger, yeah, like something went on, and he tried to throw this package away, but it like he actually did it. Otherwise, he probably was dead. But he lost few fingers because of this explosion. So this is a terrorism, not only on everyday common civilian people, but on diplomats also, which is like
And of course,
the new level of terrorism.
and again on animals, because
Sure.
torturizing innocent is their favorite scene to make for fun, probably.
Okay.
Jessica is asking, has the electricity situation at your house changed at all this week? I think last week you were saying you were only getting like 2 hours a day there. If that, last week we didn't have electricity almost the whole week, so like it was 2 hours maybe for the whole week, not per day.
Just few hours on
this
Saturday
week-
or on Sunday when we already left.
Yeah, but it was like the first time during the whole week.
Yeah.
And during this week, they started to give us electricity for about 2 hours a day. And only yesterday, it was the first day when we had electricity all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still can track that. But of course, like having electricity whole day is perfect, but having it just for 2 hours, it's this time is not even enough for a washing machine to wash the clothes, and
At least it's something you can charge your power banks.
yeah, at least it's probably enough only for charging some devices, but not for the housework.
But as I got it today, we also had electricity almost the whole day, so it's changing a bit, bit by bit, very very slowly, and of course, if there are no attacks, probably it could be like normal in few weeks.
But we don't believe in that there will
Yes,
be no
but
attacks.
probably it's gonna be even worse than it was.
Horrible news regarding all the animals. What a bunch of heartless jerks. I can't even. Yep. I can't even I can't stand it. I can't believe in it. But sadly, we have lots of proofs. We have videos and pictures which let you understand that reality, this world is not that good as I used to think my whole life before.
Did you?
Like, I had some hope.
Hey, hello, Savarna.
Savarna, yep. we saw your message at the same moment.
Chapati is nearby. She's under the table and she's looking into our eyes like directly.
Yeah, like asking how long you stupid humans are going to talk with the computer.
Actually staring, not blinking even. Like, what are you doing there? So what else?
Well,
I think I will tell about our plans for next week. We still don't know about the situation with missile attacks, of course, but it is planned that Christina's parents are gonna be back here in this apartment like before the weekend, so we will probably move out to ours because it's just not big enough for Christina's parents and her granny, who's actually right now suffering the electricity cuts in Kropivnitsky. She like more stays without electricity than with electricity. So when they are going to Kiev, to the apartment where electricity actually is, of course they will take granny with them. So we'll probably go to our place. At least like we need to take care of it, and as we have electricity right now, it doesn't sound that bad, but nobody knows what's gonna happen in the new few days.
Yep, so we cannot be totally sure if our next week's stream is possible, but we will let you know, and we really hope that it will be. um, Savarna tells that animals suffer everywhere, and of course, I agree. I understand what you're talking about, and especially in India, we know all those situation with street dogs, which also tears our hearts apart.
And also, the last week, our subscriber wrote about Oman. So there are so many countries where animals are mistreated, and
Yes,
it's cruel.
unfortunately. Yeah, but it's just that we are now talking more about Ukraine only because of the quantities, because the quantities in Ukraine are now just terrible.
Yeah, but
Because many of them are killed on purpose, but there are also millions and millions of people who or of animals who are killed accidentally due to all these missiles and shellings and all this stuff like that.
sure.
So like 50,000 dolphins of the Black Sea have already died, and of course, Russians who are walking the land, they cannot kill dolphins in purpose. It's just because of the work of their ships and artillery and
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 sounds.
and of
Oh no,
course
actually, yeah, this
also
is
poison in the sea.
no. Mainly about the dolphins is the systems which turns off your connection, because this is sort of like radiolocative radio signal, like radio-based signal systems, which shut down your connectivity, and also like analyzing the situation, and like heading missiles and stuff like that. So this is basically dolphins is basically because of that.
But why explain?
Yeah, because the dolphins, they rely on the sonar system uh, on their living. So they communicate with sonar. They find their way in the water because of the sonar, and it's actually like heavy influenced with military equipment. That's the reason they die.
Okay, Svarna is also asking how are the parents health-wise. Thanks a lot. Yep, they are quite fine. Luckily, as for now, unfortunately, my granny is not in that great health as she used to be because she's already not very young. And of course, people who already have some troubles with health, they suffer even more during these times of stress because stress would increase all your
Yeah, so
problems.
suck off your energy.
Yeah, but quite fine as for now. Thank you for this question. And again, Savarna is here. Yes, heard about the news about those bloody packages in Ukraine embassies across Europe. Can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Yes, dolphins are so sensitive. Yep, many animals are very sensitive, and now we can see that probably they are much more sensitive in like I mean some sort of the people are not sensitive to seeing how others suffer. Some people at least, quite a lot of people in this case.
Yeah. And
Yes,
also, I would add
prayers.
that
Thank you.
all this blackout situation is, of course, influences lives of millions, not only because of inconvenience and inability to maintain your like level of life, or at least survival in some cases, but it also actually drastically reduces the quantity of surgeries and all the planned surgeries for people who are not like in the moment of death or fighting for their lives, but it was like planned to in order to heal them. So this operation, these surgeries were cancelled, and so the people are still with their diseases with no possibility to have a surgery.
Some people cannot receive their regular inhalations, which they need for to stay alive. Actually, there is also one scene like the drastic increase of car accidents in the city. Six times
increase in
because
not in
not
accidents,
enough
not in
light.
accidents,
light.
but with deaths during the accidents, especially with pedestrians, because cities, villages, all the country, we don't have light, so it's very dark. And
When it's dark, car is actually the only way how you can move through the city because nothing else would work.
And sadly, we don't have this culture which is popular in Western countries, where people wear these light sensitive jackets, which will be visible in a long distance. We haven't got this culture, and right now we are changing. People try to buy it, try to wear it, but still so few of them are doing that. And for example, in cities, it's on like the main problem is of course the pedestrian crossing places, but in small villages where they don't have special design zones for pedestrians, it's just a road and then like yards of people are there, and people are walking on like a road along the road, especially during these winter times. People wear a lot of clothes, they don't hear car, they probably these clothes are not that bright, it's like commonly black or
Yeah,
at least
because
dark.
most winter clothes are usually of that like.
So they are not visible
Dark.
and they suffer a lot. So many people are dying right now because of the darkness.
Yep. So Svarna is asking in details how are the hospital functioning there. Yep. So we told that there are lots of troubles with that, of course. So like how they are functioning is that buildings which are hospitals or like okay
Or clinics,
they are in top priority to have electricity. This is why my parents have electricity all this time because a clinic is nearby here and they are somehow interconnected with each other. So they try to make that on top priority. But it's not always possible because, like, during the last week when there was the record of massiveness of the attack, so much infrastructure was damaged by Russian missiles that, like, it wasn't just enough for all hospitals to get that electricity. And of course,
some of them
it's
have,
not that
have
easy.
little generators to produce energy, and it actually helps, it works, but anyway, it's not enough. We are still receiving so many generators from all over the world. People are helping us, the governments of different countries are helping us.
Not only governments,
But people
many
also,
volunteers.
everybody. But like it was a famous picture last week. It was I think it was Lviv, and it was a surgery on heart of like yeah, surgeons were doing this surgery on a child, and they lost electricity, and all the main life was like most important equipment for like LAN support, for measuring main metrics of the life, they continued to work because of the generator, but the overall lights they were shut down. So they continued this operation. It was successful. The surgery they did it with headlamps. So it was like total darkness. Only few piece of equipments worked, and they had headlamps and made this operation surgery successful.
Ju is writing that she saw the video of this surgeon on BBC. Yep, so it's so nice that they cover these stories on your TV, because these are also, like heroes of our country. Someone is defending it, physically standing on the battlefield, but there are so many such heroes like these doctors who still can make surgeries and help to save people's and animals' lives.
Teachers.
Like those electricians who are reconstructing all our damaged power plants when it's such a great risk to be killed there, but they still do it. These are also like true heroes.
Yeah, and a few days ago also it was a blackout, and I saw the picture of a teacher. She came to the petrol station because mainly petrol stations right now is the places where they have generators because it's private companies and they bought it in huge quantities, and they have generators, so they have electricity, they have light, they have internet, they put Starlinks. And this teacher came to the petrol station, sat at the table in the corner, and had her webinar, was like a class with her students. So she's like
not paying attention at anyone else there, just making her job, because she understands that teaching children is still very important even in these hard times. By the way, I didn't tell you that story, but less than a month ago, I found out one story which made me really sad. So 4 years ago, on the Halloween day, on the 31st of October, I rescued a dying dog in Kiev. It was Pekingese, quite an old guy, so he was somewhere around 80 years, and he had absolute amazing troubles with his house. We had to make him 2 or 3 different surgeries because all his body organs were hanging out.
not
Oh no, I mean, help me the word.
I think they were like
They fallen from the body,
yeah.
so it was like critical situation. But we managed to
like in a sack, which was fall from the belly, and he was like having this sack with organs over there.
Yeah, but after very many efforts, after lots of work, spending lots of money, we managed to save his life. We managed to bring him back to much better health, and we managed to
Still,
found.
he didn't have teeth.
Yeah.
He lost almost all the teeth.
Yeah, during the surgery, they took away almost half of his teeth because they were so much rotten that.
So he was in a poor condition. He lived for 4 years on the streets.
Yeah. And I found him an amazing owner with the help of Facebook. I made a real casting. I talked to different people. I met some people, but when I met that woman, I didn't even need to see her in person. I would fall in love with her just seeing her Facebook profile and talking to her by phone. I would really understand that she is a perfect owner. Well, so she became his owner.
She's from Kharkiv.
She's from Kharkiv. But it turned out that on May this year he has died, and because Kharkiv, you probably understand what was going on with Kharkiv on May. It was occupied by
Not
Russia,
occupied. Kharkiv was never occupied.
but like
He was under heavy shelling,
heavy
every
shellings.
day shelling.
No electricity, nothing was
Nothing.
working. So like
Destroyed.
yeah, and some of his health troubles came back. He had to have like he needed a new surgery, but it was impossible because of the situation in the city, because no clinics were working. And
Yeah, he was 12
So-
though, so
yeah, of course we are happy that he had at least those 4 amazing years with his amazing owner, but still. So not everyone dies only because of the missile attacks themselves, but at times it's
the lack of emergency.
the lack of emergency.
Prolapse, I think, is about the sickness.
Thank you, Jill. We'll check this sport out after the stream, not to spend time now, and to know that for the future. Eugene, will you please read anything else? I want to make a print screen, not to forget the word. You
So
guys are
sad.
so amazing. You have biggest hearts. Sad Jessica, thank you so much. We do our best, but of course, you in situations like this, you understand that you need to do more, probably. Thank you, Savarna, too.
Come on.
Yeah, sad story, but we live through such times. Well,
We're almost 40 minutes.
Yeah, we're almost 40 minutes. We had
probably-
one more topic on our thoughts, but I think, guys, maybe you're already quite tired with that, because we see that only 6 people are staying here with us now.
Yeah, so probably.
So maybe for
till
today,
next time.
yep, we'll finish our
Chapati,
meeting.
you're
Chapati
so
is funny.
strange.
Strange and funny
What are you
at the
doing?
same time.
Okay, guys, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Thanks for all kind words and your support. See you next week, I hope, from our apartment that time.
We'll do everything which we can. Thank you, guys.
Bye bye.